how much do you want it? And it opens with a quote by Nikos Kazantzakis. By believing passionately in something that still does not exist, we create it. The non-existent is whatever we have not sufficiently desired. Nikos Kazantzakis succinctly says something that our founder, Dr. Ernest Holmes, talks about at length in the book, The Science of Mind. The need for passion when we pray affirmatively for something. Words by themselves can fall flat or be tinged by deeply hidden tendrils of doubt. We can fall into rote recitations, the way I used to say my Catholic prayers, hardly paying attention to their true beauty and power. Holmes cautions us to keep the warmth of color in our faith, so that it is personal, real, and intimate to us and for us. Piercing the veil between the visible and invisible requires something more than eloquent words. It requires a passionate belief and a heartfelt desire. By harnessing our imagination and feeling our way into that which is desired, we create a vibrational energy between ourselves and the thing to be manifested. Creating a mental equivalent is like making yourself a beacon that pulls to you what you are emitting. The stronger your emission, the quicker and more certain the response. We all know the difference between I would like and I deeply and truly desire. It's like the difference between daydreaming and having an inspiring vision. The former goes nowhere, while the latter calls us to action and embodiment. To create something that does not yet exist in our lives, we have to passionately, fervently, and consistently see it as here, now, and completely ours. When we reach that level of belief and faith, our words don't need eloquence because our soul has spoken. And the affirmation today: my words of prayer are words of power. I know and know that I know the universe brings to me that which I claim with conviction and faith. And so it is.
And so it is. Thank you. Good morning.
Good morning.
Okay, so I am going to start off by saying thank you for being here. I am not usually in front of the camera. I'm usually behind the camera. So this is new for me. But for those of us who know as well as for those of us who don't, Reverend Allen just had surgery last week. He's doing very well. And so we thank everyone as far as the wonderful gifts, the words of affirmation, the positivity, the thoughts, the loving kindness, everything that has been sent in his as well as in my direction. We took it and continue to take it all in. He's doing well. He's doing very well. For those of you who don't know, he's had his not once, not twice, but third bout with cancer. And as his book, In the Joy of Cancer, is concerned, he's been very successful in overcoming it, and he's had a wonderful experience as a result of this. There's a lot to be learned. And I'll let him speak to you as far as those experiences are concerned. We've also had wonderful experiences with him, being in the hospital with him. Especially when he's on the drugs that he's on. So, the joy has been passed onward, not only to him, but to us as well, those of us who have seen him. And for those of us who wish to see him, he is accepting visitors. So just let us know when you would like to come, so we'll make sure that he's somewhat decent, and it's on. So the talk for today is your intentions are spiritual contracts.
Okay.
Now, I want to open it up by a question. Define intention.
I think there's purposed intentions, and I think there's unintentioned intentions. So I think there's things that we purposely think about and set a goal and think about what it is we want to have the day look like. And I think sometimes we unconsciously do that as well.
So an intention is whatever it is that you focus on to happen or to take place. Anyone else?
Yes, a focused plan,
Wonderful.
a desire, a deep desire.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And thank you. I agree with that as well. For me, an intention is basically it's a promise. It's a promise to be, to do, to have something, whatever that something is, to take place in my life. It is something to be, to do, or to have. Case in point, my intention for this morning was to come here. And so here I am. I believe that that's the intention of a lot of other individuals who are here as well.
That's right.
And so here you are. So you set off in your mind with this thought that you wanted to have manifest here. And that's kind of what the reading talked about. The intention is in the invisible. It takes place in the invisible. And then it is brought forward through that veil that you talked about, from the invisible to the visible. And it's brought forward through the actions that the universe does. What we do is we place the X, for lack of a better. Yep. We place the X. Wherever it is that we wish to have that take place, X marks the spot. And that's where our intention is focused. We don't focus our intention on how, because that's what the universe does.
Right.
That's that grayness, that coming from out of the darkness into the light, or from the invisible to the visible. And that's a wonderful thing, because can you just imagine if you had to try and come up with the plan in order for that to take place? Because again, we live in the universe. There are endless possibilities as far as this is concerned. So you have to come up with a way out of these endless possibilities in order for whatever it is that you wish to take place here, out of nowhere, to bring it into here, to somewhere, through the endless possibilities. Pick one. My mind just blown right there. But thank you as far as the universe is concerned. Because it says, well, let's do this. Now, that does not mean that we don't have any say-so in getting it here. Since we're looking at spiritual contracts, let's define contracts. What is a contract?
An agreement.
It's an agreement.
It is an agreement, yes. It is a written or spoken agreement. So a spiritual contract is a written or spoken agreement to the universe. It's a prayer. It's a word of affirmation. It is whatever it is that we wish to make it. And the cool thing about it is, as we just read as far as the reading is concerned, the words don't have to be eloquent. As a matter of fact, it's probably best that they aren't, because there are some wonderful, eloquent words that don't have any feeling behind them.
That's right.
So that brings up a great point. It's about the feeling behind the words. It's not just about the words. The words are definitely needed, but the words have to be built on a foundation. That foundation is the feeling. So we can't be wishy-washy as far as these feelings, our intentions are concerned. We can't be wishy-washy as far as whatever it is that we wish to have happen or take place in our life. We have to believe that it is true. We have to know that it is true. we have to act as if it is so. So, we have to see it for ourselves in order to see it for ourselves. We have to believe it for ourselves in order for it to be tangible enough to believe it sometimes. So, as far as this is concerned, is there anything that can stop us from our spiritual contracts taking place?
No, nothing, unless we do.
There you go.
Yeah, me myself and I.
That's it. And so the thing that stops us, no one can stop us. You know, there's this wonderful scripture that says, no weapon formed against me shall prosper. There is nothing that can stop us but us. The only thing that can prohibit anything from taking place in our lives is doubt. The doubt that it may or may not happen. The thing about spiritual contracts, hope doesn't come into that. It's faith. Hope is it may or may not happen. It's a 50-50 chance, or a 70-30 or something like that. The universe doesn't work on odds like that. The universe is absolute. It makes happen whatever needs to happen. Whatever X is, as far as the universe is concerned, that is where its power is to be focused on, unless it is stated otherwise. Unless we decide, maybe I don't want to, that slows the process down. If we say, yes, I'm looking for a miracle, I expect the impossible, that speeds up the process. The sky is the limit to what I can have, that speeds up the process. Believe and receive it, God will perform it today, that speeds up the process. But when we say, well, this or this, this if, I'm okay with it as long as that slows down, that redirects the power, the focus. That could even prohibit whatever it is from taking place. So why have a spiritual contract?
Helps us stay in check, so to speak, with ourselves.
That's a good one. Say more about that as far as stay in check with yourself.
I guess it's a way of holding yourself accountable.
It's a way of you hearing what it is that you wish to have. So you believe that that is what you wish to have. You know, it's one thing to say it in your mind, it's another thing to actually voice it. And sometimes when we say some of the things that take place in our head, we don't necessarily believe it. Some of the things that we think don't necessarily come out because we don't believe it. So that's a good one, as far as the spiritual contract is concerned. Say that prayer, that word of affirmation. Confirm it. Say it enough so that you confirm it, so that what you say and what you think fall into an agreement and alignment with each other. What's another reason for a spiritual contract?
Knowing that the universe is a force for me, always,
Right.
and always says yes, and is always trustworthy. If I make a spiritual contract with the universe, I can let the universe do its job.
Amen.
I can let it go.
Yes. Yes.
Because I know it'll do its part.
Yes.
And my part is just the faith part, and staying out of the way.
Yes.
So I like that.
One of the things in the 40-day abundance meditation is that the universe is constantly and continuously working on your behalf, in your favor. It is constantly working for you. So you don't have to. That's a wonderful thing as far as the universe is concerned. You don't have to do everything. You let God do what God does. You do what you do. and the universe is at ease, at peace. It's like when you go to a restaurant. You go to a restaurant, you sit down, you get the menu, and you order. You don't go into the restaurant, go into the kitchen, and start making your food.
Right.
You go and you have a seat. You let those who are supposed to do what they have to do what they have to do in order for you to get that, whatever it is that you wish to have. And the wonderful thing about that is you get to decide whatever it is that you wish to have. There's a menu. You get to decide out of all of the different varieties and things that are taking place. You get to have whatever it is you wish to have. Some places you can substitute this for this. Can I have this instead? You say it the right way and you can have it regardless if it's no substitutions or not. Well, yeah, sure, I'll do it. When should we have a spiritual contract?
When we know what we want.
That's a good one. And so, basically, as far as that's concerned, be careful on whatever it is you ask for. Make sure that whatever it is that you wish to have is what you wish to have. Because as soon as that process is instantaneous. It begins, like, right away. Just because you don't get it right away doesn't mean the process doesn't start right away. The process, it's instantaneous. Just make sure that it is what you wish to have. Make sure that you're ready for it. Have a space available for whatever it is that you wish to have.
I think for me too, it's recognizing that I may, and do have more than one contract or intention at a time. And so I've been able to look back and see that I asked for this, and this, and the way that I got this, and this was this, because the universe was doing everything to get all the things that we were in agreement about. And so sometimes it's going along for the ride, but always having that faith and always trusting that God, the universe, is, like I said, trustworthy and is doing its part.
Definitely. Thank you, and that's a very good point. You know, we ask for a lot of things, and it looks as though those things never come. They come in divine order, in divine timing. But that timing and our timing are usually two different timings. You know, Pacific and Eastern times are two different times. But nonetheless, it's taking place in your life. And as long as you're alive, you've got time. So there's still time for you to receive whatever it is that you wish to receive. To have whatever it is that you wish to have. To do whatever it is you wish to do. To become whatever it is you wish to become. You know? And that's the thing as far as the spiritual contracts are concerned. We continue to hold on to those things because that's an agreement. It's a binding contract between yourself and the universe. You know? And therefore, as far as that is concerned, the universe is not going to break that contract. The only one that will break that contract is the other party. It's you. It's us. The universe, again, is constantly and continuously working for us, for our good, in our favor, on our behalf. So what is needed as far as a spiritual contract is concerned?
Commitment.
Yes. A commitment, because there is a total commitment as far as the universe is concerned. There is a total commitment as far, again, you're here for a reason. There's a purpose as far as each and every one of us is concerned. So the universe is here on our behalf, along with us, to make sure that we are victorious in whatever it is in our life. Our life is for a purpose. So the universe is cheering us on. It's ready for us to give it whatever the request is so that it can give us whatever we wish to have, whatever that X is. So with that being said, the affirmation again, my words of prayer are words of power. I know and know that I know the universe brings me that which I claim with conviction and faith. So as long as we continue to stand firm in the knowingness that the universe is providing us that what we wish to have, we already have it. It's coming. It's here, coming to there. That's all I have.
Thank you.